Thank you, Clement. You know, sometimes it's not about where you start your journey, but where you end up. For Liberty big man James Johnson, his basketball career may have taken him to a few different stops, but now as a senior, he finally feels right at home. Clement brings us the story.
Ted Johnson played college basketball at Maranatha Baptist University, so naturally, he hoped his son James would share his love for the game.
My wife being 5'10", I was 6'5", 6'6", so we thought maybe he might, have a little size in him, and had no idea how much, of course, or athleticism. So yeah, we gave him a ball, and he kind of took to it.
My parents bought me a little basketball hoop, like I'm sure most parents get their kids when they're young. I remember dunking on it. I must have been, I don't know, 3 or 4. I forget what I was. I was young, but yeah, I remember dunking on that, messing around with it.
Growing up, the father and son would spend a lot of time together on the court.
It was in the church gym. I remember it like yesterday. Cement floor, gray cement walls, and I was in there for about 2 hours. And was doing left-hand layups around the whole gym. I could not do it, couldn't get my feet right. And eventually I got down.
And I'll never forget, I was trying to teach him how to do a left-handed layup, right? And he kept saying, "Oh, Dad, I can't do it, I can't do it." I said, "Oh yeah, you can, just keep practicing," right? So yeah, trying to show him the fundamentals, and obviously I had no idea, he would, progress to where he is.
A few years later, that progress landed him among the best high school players in the country. Following his junior year, Johnson participated in the Amari Stoudemire camp and the LeBron James camp. There, he competed against several current NBA players.
The Amari camp was good, mostly just big men over there, 4s and 5s. Well, one that comes to mind first up is Jared Sullinger. I remember going against him every day, and he was really good in high school. LeBron was everybody. He's Kendall Marshall, Kyrie, really everybody. Anyone who was anyone in high school was playing over there. It kind of blew up fast for me. I didn't have a whole lot to go off of before those camps, and after I came out of it and went into my high school year, I was ready to play D1. I was ready. I seen the guys I was playing against, and I had nothing but confidence in myself and what I could do.
Johnson took that confidence to college. He played his freshman season at Virginia, but things didn't go as planned.
I had a couple of injuries, a couple of setbacks, I had to sit out for a while. And it just it didn't pan out how I thought it would. Didn't get the minutes I was hoping, so I decided to redshirt, hopes of saving the year eligibility for myself. Yeah, I think the opportunity I wanted over there.
So Johnson went back to California, where he closed out his high school career and landed at San Diego State. He was along for the ride as SDSU advanced to the Sweet 16, but again, Johnson's role was limited.
Even though I wasn't on the court like I wanted to be again, I didn't get the opportunity I wanted. It was cool to be on a winning team and just to see the different dynamics and, being like a top 20 program every year, winning 20+ games every year. It was special to be a part of it.
In his heart, Johnson knew he could make a significant impact on a team, and that opportunity would come at a school he never expected.
Johnson puts it on the floor. That's going to be a blocking foul on Wood.
I never thought Liberty would be the place for me to go and finish my career out in college. But enough things just added up. I had my family out here, 2 sisters out here, and my parents were willing to move out here. I don't want to say I made a decision based solely on that fact, but them being here and my family being here for my last year all together, it just seemed like too good to be true.
Believe it or not, it was always my dream, my prayer that he would play here initially, and God works it all out, right? So when he had a chance to transfer his last year, for us it was like, wow, that's an ultimate answer to prayer. He would eventually finish here.
They go into James Johnson, putting a move on Lopez, he lays it in.
This season, James has received the playing time he had been looking for throughout his college career. With his mom and dad cheering from the stands, James has been in the Liberty starting lineup for most of the year.
I went from virtually doing nothing, a couple of minutes at the end of the game here, a bucket or 2, a couple of rebounds, to being a part of the system and a part of the program.
In addition to being a part of the system, Johnson is a part of a family of believers.
I really kind of grew my faith over here a lot because I just kind of saw, what strong Christian men can be like. I've been surrounded by it now. I've had a lot of great counsel and a lot of great role models from these men, so I've enjoyed it a lot.
Regardless of the outcome on the court, spending his senior season in Lynchburg with his family makes it a win for the Johnsons.
We'll have dinner, we'll talk, we'll go outside, play with the dogs, do whatever it is, do some chores, help with some things. Just any family time is really a good time for me.
my dear wife Carolyn, 26 years, she would tell you it's probably, one of the greatest blessings as a parent, that you could, because before we were literally, coast to coast, right? And when my daughter was here and James at UVA, just for them, like you say, just to be able to pop in whenever, or certainly on the weekends, is truly a blessing, and we cherish every minute.
I had a great time chatting with James and his dad. We talked in the story about how during his high school years, he played against Kyrie and some NBA players. He used to wonder why those guys were in the NBA and he hasn't made it there yet, but now he understands God has a different plan for everyone, so he's fulfilling his plan, what God has for him, and he hopes to play overseas or maybe go back to Canada and play, but he hopes that his career doesn't just end at Liberty. He wants to play at the next level.
Yeah, and the great thing is no matter where he goes and plays, his family will always have this time, a special time for him to be here. Guys go to college anywhere across the country. A lot of times families are trying to travel, catch a game here or there. Here he is right down the road, and I'm sure this is a time that they'll cherish over the years.
They sure will.